What's crappin'? Welcome to Under the Foreskin, a show dedicated to the happenings of the SJU Misfits Fantasy Football League. My name is Kyle. I'm the head of football operations for the now playoff list Potomac Pretenders, the voice of SJU Misfits Under the Foreskin, and the co-commissioner with Alex Dunn. Very special in-studio guest today, Jason Johannes in the house, CEO of the Baton Rouge Border Collies, winners of 4 straight, missers of the playoffs, unfortunately, with a final 6-7 record. Missed it by about 30 points to the Buffalo Armadillos for that last wild card spot. Jason got a lot of upside for next year, and we're both looking forward to the season. So we're going to dissect the playoffs from a non-biased point of view, seeing that neither of us are in it. And we'll also run down Week 13, what happened to make the playoffs shape out the way they did. So my team, let's get the meaningless games out of the way first. The Potomac Pretenders took on the Duluth Draft Dodgers in the Battle of the Beatons. The Dodgers got me in this one once again, 106-84. Stars of tomorrow for the Potomac Pretenders on display. Colin Kaepernick, Demarius Thomas, and Chris Givens combined for 44 points. But guys like Charles Clay picked up off the waiver wire to fill in a spot. Tight end running back. Fill in and score 2 points, as well as Felix Jones, now back up to DeMarco Murray with DeMarco back, 2 points for him as well. For the Duluth Draft Dodgers, typical game in their season, a roller coaster all year. They're either scoring 100 points or they're scoring 30 points. They got 100 this week, 30 points over projection, 106 total, and they missed me in the standings by a mere 4 points. So the Pretenders finish in 11th, and the Dodgers finish in 12th. Pretty impressive stuff. Sioux City Smugglers took on the Chernobyl Tin Whiskers in the other meaningless game this week. The Smugglers already had first place locked down. Still started their starters. Going to keep them fresh. Interesting choice. No one scored over 20 this week for the Smugglers, but 6 in double digits, which always means 100 points for Roger. And, you know, my Pretenders are most true to their name at 4-0. We truly were pretending, as now we are 5-7. But more true to their name is the Chernobyl Tin Whiskers. What a disaster in Chernobyl. 66 points this week. They did end up outscoring the Flint Tropics, but worst record in the league. Be interesting to see how Mike builds on it for next year. Decker and Jordy Nelson, 2 points total, led the way for Chernobyl this week. Into the games that had some meaning. Hollywood Hotties took on the Waco Wrinkle Beast. Elson needed a win to get that 6th seed in the playoffs. Otherwise, it was going to come down to who scored more points between him and Buffalo. He did get the win over the Wrinkle Beast, 172. Consistency was key for the Hotties. No one over 20, but no one under 6, which spelled out 100 points. Newcomer Akeem Nicks for the Waco Wrinkle Beast, a little disappointing. 4 points, and Vincent Jackson, 5 points. Do down weeks for those two mean big weeks in the playoffs, as the Waco Wrinkle Beast snag wildcard spot number 1 with most points scored, even though their record was undeserving of a playoff spot. 4-9 were under 6 for the Wrinkle Beast. Drew Brees was the biggest letdown, I think, but it's okay. Wrinkle Beasts are in the playoffs, and that's all that mattered for them. Next up, Poughkeepsie Pandas took on the Buffalo Armadillos. We thought the Dillos might have to win this game to make the playoffs. They didn't, it turned out. They scored enough points this week to coast themselves into the playoffs with the second wild card. They lost this week to Poughkeepsie 99-84. Houston D was the savior of the day for Poughkeepsie with 25 points. Otherwise, kind of a week off for the Poughkeepsie Pandas. I think they were comfortable in their shoes in second place, and we're just going to ride it out. New England defensive special teams back to earth for the Buffalo Armadillos with 9 points. Darren Sproles, the third head of the three-headed monster, 4 points this week. He's just not what Jack was looking for when he said he wanted a three-headed monster. The Baton Rouge Border Collies, Jason's team, defeated the Flint Tropics in a valiant effort to make a final run at the last wild card seed, 96-70. Hurt this week, Justin Blackman with the donut, and no one over 20, which he needed a big week at RG3 on Monday night. He didn't get it. He needed 30 more points than Eli on Monday Night Football, and it just didn't happen. But 6 out of 9 in double digits, a lot of building blocks for next year. Jason, why don't you say a little thing about your team?
Well, we didn't get it done this year. Don't really need to say much more than that. I'm happy about my keepers, but we're still disappointed. But we're going to hit the golf course early this year.
Sounds good. And those fans in Baton Rouge got to be excited about a 4-game winning streak going into next season and something to build off of. So the Crapstone Prairie Dogs took on the Poland Sausage Wallets in a win, and you're for sure in, and lose, and you're probably still in. That's how it turned out. Crapstone 134 this week. Boom. Sausage Wallets 91. Bryce Brown could be the key that turns the championship engine for the Crapstone Prairie Dogs. 27 and 28 points the last 2 weeks, I believe. And there's a new three-headed monster in Crapstone. It doesn't include Matt Forte because he's gone. It's Bryce Brown. 71 points between Bryce Brown, AP, and Marshawn Lynch. Very, very impressive stuff from the Crapstone Prairie Dogs, who started the season 0-4, believe it or not. Sausage Wallets, 28 from Andrew Luck, looking to be a good quarterback going forward. 21 from Avery, benefiting obviously from Luck's good play. But David Wilson with the donut, 0 points. Just ask Jack Lencheski about David Wilson and donuts this year on his roster. Tallahassee Trouser Snakes 77 versus Gnawbone Butte Pirates 94. In a win and you're in. The Trouser Snakes are out. The Butte Pirates are in. Another Reggie Bush letdown. The only trade that didn't seem to work out real great for David this year. And more frustrating for the Trouser Snakes, they left the winning combination on the bench. Steve Smith was benched for Brian Hartline this week. And Steven Jackson was benched for, you could say, either Reggie or Noshawn Moreno, but he was on the bench. Those two combined, as well as Jermichael Finley over Vernon Davis, those three over the three that he started would have gave Dave the win this week. So, tough thing to drive down to Bentonville, Arkansas thinking about. We're going to miss you, Dave. Love you. Gnawbone Butte Pirates for them. You know, another basic week for the Butte Pirates. They're steady, I guess, and when Cam Newton does well, they erupt from 80 points to 94 points, and that's kind of their thing. For Cammy, 28, 37, and 18 the last 3 weeks. So that wraps it up for last week's matchups. Playoffs, because of last week's results, ended up like this. Smugglers take on the Buffalo Armadillos in a battle of 1 versus 8. Poughkeepsie Pandas are at home versus the Waco Wrinkle Beast in a number 2 versus number 7 seed. Crapstone Prairie Dogs versus Hollywood Hotties in 3 versus 6, and Gnawbone Butte Pirates host the Poland Sausage Wallets in 4 versus 5. So, Jason, let's start. Sioux City Smugglers hosting the Buffalo Armadillos. Projections are 119.77. Sioux City Smugglers. Who cares about projections? Jack has won the last 3 out of 4 against the Sioux City Smugglers. Funny as that is, and he also defeated Roger in the playoffs. Same 8 versus 1 seed, 133 to 104. So momentum's on Jack's side. What do you think is going to happen this week?
Well, would you look at Rogers' lineup? Jesus. It just looks so good every week. And it's hard to, it's not hard to cheer against him, but obviously I'm going to go with Lencheski for a 4th straight time over Roger, even though everyone's keeping their shorts in the drawers because he's injured.
He's on the bench with a concussion.
I'm giving Golden Tate the start, but I don't like Darren Sproles. That trade didn't work out for Jack at all, but I'm still going with him to beat Roger 8-1.
8-1. I'm going to have to go the other way. I like the Smugglers this week. My heart's cheering for Jack, and goddamn it, I'll be sitting on the couch just clapping on every Buffalo Armadillo out there, but the Smugglers are just stacked. And I got a quart of eggnog that Roger wins the whole thing outright.
Nice.
Good to okay matchups, I'd say, for the Smugglers all around. It will be interesting. Jamal Charles at Cleveland, how that'll shake out. Jamal Charles scores 10-plus points. That could be the difference in the week for him, the way the Buffalo Armadillos usually stand up to the Smugglers. So I'm going Smugglers. Jason's going Dillos in that one. Poughkeepsie Pandas hosting the Waco Wrinkle Beasts. The Wrinkle Beasts obviously getting in this season, their first season, into the playoffs, and they're getting in with a wild card bid with most points scored of those outside the top 6 records. Drew Brees at New York Giants. Vincent Jackson at Philly, who had a bad week last week, so Vincent Jackson math tells us that he should be good this week. Hakeem Nicks, Jason, breaking news on this show, has a sore knee, so he might not play against New Orleans. That would be a huge dent to the Wrinkle Beast.
Huge hit.
And Chris Johnson versus Indy had 100 yards last time. Didn't get in the end zone, but did have a good game against the Colts last time they played. There are some negatives, though. A lot of positives, but some negatives. Peyton Hillis getting the nod. Kenny Britt is the flex this week for Joel.
Ooh.
Giants D versus New Orleans. New Orleans has given up some points to defenses recently because of some run back interceptions, but they can score the ball. There's no question about that.
Yeah, it's tough to start any D against New Orleans.
Yeah, it is. For Poughkeepsie, Peyton Manning at Oakland tonight. Should have a good game, I would imagine. Marcus Colston at New York Giants. Generally seems to play well. A.J. Green, almost matchup proof, is at Dallas. Spiller, who knows how many carries he's going to get, but he plays St. Louis this week. And Jimmy Graham versus New York Giants. In the flex, though, Montel Owens, which, does he host a talk show on, like,
I'm not sure.
Fox?
I think
Montel,
he's on Maury.
Is that Montel or Maury?
Oh, Montel Owens.
Maury Williams and Montel, I don't know.
Roseanne, I think.
Roseanne, one of the two. Yeah, he's getting the start this week over Ryan Matthews. Be interesting. You know, Montel could definitely put up a 0, and Ryan Matthews consistently puts up 5, never more than 6. But at least you're getting 5. I'm going Pandas. Peyton Hillis, hard to cheer. You know, not cheer. I'll be cheering for the Wrinkle Beast, I think. But hard to pick a team with Peyton Hillis starting.
Absolutely. I just want to congratulate Joel, first off, being that everybody was dogging him after the draft. And looks like Kyle and I are going to be sitting on our couch not watching our fantasy players play. So props to you, Joel. You got some holes in your lineup. We're both going to be cheering for you. I got to go Pandas in this one just because Peyton Hillis, I don't think he's got a nod on anybody's team all year. And just a poor time to start him.
Yeah.
Kenny Britt's kind of spotty too. I understand Sidney Rice is out, but you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm pulling for the upset. Always pulling for the upset there, but I'm gonna go Pandas this week.
So we're both going Pandas in that one. Crapstone Prairie Dogs home against the Hollywood Hotties, the playoff champion Hollywood Hotties, who won last year as a 7th seed, defeating the 2 seed, the Philly Dream Team. We saw where they ended up this year in Flint. Defeated the Draft Dodgers, the 5th seed, and defeated your team, Jason, in the championship with a whopping 153 points. Pretty incredible score.
Still bitter about it.
What do you think's gonna go down this week versus Crapstone versus the Hotties?
This was a tough one for me. I mean, both, when you look at their lineups, they both have pretty star-studded casts. I mean, Tom Brady and Wes Welker are so consistent, which is good for the Hotties, and Randall Cobb, you never really know. But you gotta like at least the 2-headed monster Dunn has starting. Bryce Brown, I mean, he's had 2 really good weeks, but who knows what he'll do this week. I'm gonna go Crapstone. I'm still a little bitter about last year, and yeah, that's pretty much about it. Elson, sorry, guy.
For my thoughts are that the Hotties, they get hot in the playoffs. DeMarco is back.
Marco's back, yeah, absolutely. That's great news for the Hotties.
As much as I hate Tom Brady and Wes Welker versus Houston, we saw what Aaron Rodgers did to Houston.
Tore them apart.
And it's a Monday night game.
Crazy things happen.
Crazier things than happen. I'm going to call a comeback on Monday night, Hollywood Hotties. I'm saying 2 touchdowns for Welker, obviously both from Brady. And that's going to skyrocket him past Crapstone, which is tough. I just think Bryce Brown comes back to earth. I don't think there's 30 points against Tampa Bay sitting out there as there has been the last 2 weeks against terrible teams. Marshawn Lynch, Arizona, you know, he's probably slated for 15. I'd say that's fair. Adrian Peterson, as well as he's playing Chicago. And
18.
The Vikings have no passing game, so Chicago is going to stack it up.
No Urlacher, though.
No Urlacher. Yeah, Urlacher's been slow all year. I don't know.
He is white.
Yeah, he's a white guy. So I'm going Hotties. Jason's going Crapstone. Good luck to both teams. Like both squads. Last up in the undeserving matchup of the week, the Noble and Butte Pirates are hosting the Poland Sausage Wallets. Losers of 4 straight. Sausage Wallets, not what they were 4 weeks ago. Percy Harvin out, LaShawn McCoy out, which puts in Joik Bell, Jonathan Dwyer, Emmanuel Sanders, Donnie Avery. Those are 4 starters that you wouldn't expect to see on a 5-seed playoff team. For Gnawbone, Steady Eddie, Malcolm Floyd, you know, 8 points every week. Gotta love the guy.
We'll take 8.
Freddie Jackson, I mean, will he get 25 carries or will he get 5 carries? You never know with that guy. Alfred Morris, who's been solid, you know, projected for 8 points. I think he gets more than that. But you never know. There's a lot of question marks on the Butte Pirates. Like I said, they'll score 80 points. Will Cam Newton score 30 points and propel them to 95 points instead of 80? I mean, that's the question. Sausage Wallets, I don't think will break 90. I mean, they've broken 90 the last couple weeks. They've had career weeks out of Joik Bell. So, I'm going Butte Pirates. I just...
It's tough. It's really tough. I almost want to close my eyes and drop the pen down on my paper
see where it
and see where it lands.
Yeah.
Because I would pick a tie in this one if I could. I'm not really. I think Andrew Luck is gonna have a monstrostic day. Him and Julio are gonna have to put up 40 or 50 points together for the Sausage Wallace to have a chance.
And the sleeper, Chicago DST against Christian Ponder.
That's true.
He's won them games. He's won them games.
Absolutely. They could easily put up 30 points for Seth. So.
And they've done it before, and they've won them games before. So that's a wild card in that game.
Yeah, I'm not going to count him out. I mean, obviously the Butte Pirates have put a way better lineup on the field, but crazier things have happened. I'm going to go Sausage Wallets.
Sausage Wallets. So a lot of differing opinions in here. Just the Poughkeepsie Pandas we both like. Other than that, the hometown cheer for the Buffalo Armadillos for Jason. I'm a realist. I think the Smugglers crush. But other than that, we will talk to you next week. As always, follow us on Twitter at SJU and Misfits and on YouTube, youtube.com/SJU and Misfits. Lots of discussions about keepers for next year. Please refer to the message board and weigh in on your thoughts. I think I'm right. Dunn thinks he's right. The email says I'm right, but that's just what I'm saying. So, yeah, weigh in on that. We'd like to get everyone's thoughts on it. And until next week, good luck out there, playoff teams. And for those on the couch for the rest of the season, we'll see you in 2013. Take care.